Everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rules to Astonish. Tonight we are playing. We're doing something a little different. We're starting up a side game to our Stranger Wonderland game because it hasn't met in weeks. So we're just going to sort of play this in our off weeks whenever not everyone's here, and we'll be using people from the Stranger Wonderland game, whoever is around. So tonight, I am your host and your GM this time. Not common for the Stranger Wonderland game, but common for pretty much everything else. Steven, joining me tonight, and will be a rotating cast, so always pay attention to who's playing. We have Marco.
Hi there.
And we have Eric.
Hello.
So tonight's going to be sort of a session 0 / introductory session to the game. Eric's already made a character, I believe, and Marco still hasn't yet. So we're going to do making Marco's character, because it really shouldn't take that long, and then we'll get into actually playing and getting into exploring the Dark City. So Marco, do you have the book?
I do have the book.
Do you have the character sheet as well?
I have a character sheet.
Okay, good.
And I am, about just starting to make it. So I am making a gifted.
Oh, fun. I'm glad someone is. So the one of the first things that you're gonna want to do is create a character concept. So this is basically just like a phrase or some way of describing your character. This is important because the way this works is you have your attributes, right? You have 4 attributes. You have your what is it called? Let me pull up the book here myself. I have a physical copy, so that makes me happy. So you've got 4 attributes that you roll for. You've got your physique, your agility, your intellect, and your willpower.
Roll for each one of those.
Eric just rolled his straight. If you want to do that, be my guest. But I'm not enforcing that. You can distribute it as you like.
What do I have to distribute?
Well, just you can put whatever rolls you can make.
Whichever score if you want.
Okay.
So it's 2d6 plus 3.
2d6 plus 2. Okay.
3 plus 3.
2d6 plus 3.
Now, the reason why your character concept actually matters, and this goes for you too, Eric, is because the way the game works is you roll a d20, and you're trying to roll below your attribute score, but above a difficulty set by me, which usually ranges from about 1 to 5. So you want, for example, Eric has a physique of 15. If I said that he needed to do something with a difficulty 2, he would have to roll below a 15, but above a 2 on a d20.
Okay.
Now, what's nice, why your character concept matters is because there is no skills. There's no skill list or anything like that. What we have is your concept provides either a bonus die to your roll, where you basically roll your 2 die. You would roll a second die, and you would take the more favorable roll. It can also provide negative die, which would be you roll 2 die, and I get to pick which one you have to use. Usually the one that causes the most problems for you. So,
Why would you do that to me?
So your character concept matters. It's not only describes your character, but describes what your skill set is. Like their example.
I got it.
So a couple examples that they have in the book include things like private investigator, college professor, street punk, or something more complex and detailed like foolhardy policeman, naive student of dark arts, or superficial monster hunter. Let's start with rolling out the stats here.
I did. I already did.
Oh.
I didn't do it in roll 20, but I did it in another roller. But So what I got was 10 physique, 8 agility, 11 intellect, and 11 willpower.
Oof. Well, that's still pretty okay. Still pretty okay.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like pretty much average.
Yeah. All right. You also get a bonus thing, a bonus fun thing you get to roll.
Yeah, my heritage.
Yeah, you have a heritage table as a gifted, which will
Yeah.
determine how you got your gift, where your gifted powers come from, I think,
Yep.
or something like that.
I rolled shadow.
Ooh, shadow. Shadow can become invisible in shadowy areas with a willpower test. Damn, that's actually a pretty cool ability.
My complication is hunted by the police.
Ooh, interesting.
So, I think that I am a hacker nerd.
A hacker nerd.
Yes.
A hacker nerd who knows the occult.
Well, so, I don't know exactly how the world works, but...
Well, here's a question. Do you want your powers to manifest as sorcery, or do you want it to manifest as psionics?
I get a choice?
Yeah.
Psionics.
That makes sense for a hacker nerd.
Yeah. So, and, what I think is, I got thrown out of school for hacking. Repeatedly.
Yeah.
And have been doing some stuff with organized crime, which has gotten me hunted by the police.
That makes sense.
The feds cracked down on Silk Road too, and I barely got out of there.
Ah, shit.
Standing in a dark corner, well, all of them went by and arrested everybody else, and so now I'm, looking into my character's heritage.
So, what you get to pick? You get to pick 3 powers. There's a nice little table of worth of powers on page 94. Baby, calm down.
Okay. No, that's gear.
On page 94?
Oh, which page are you talking about?
Like the actual page 94 of the book. I'm using my physical copy, so let me pull up my non-physical copy if I can. Okay. And see what that would translate to. What? Why are you so upset?
I got page 94. I have sample powers, accelerate.
Yep. That's it. So you get to pick 3 of those. Eric, what is your concept?
The concept says have returned soldier. So, my guy is he's been probably in Iraq.
Yeah.
And he's, let's say, mid-30s, so he's a little bit older, and a lot of time over there, and we have these. Everyone has a weird object, right? So I don't.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't have I don't know enough about the mythology, to know exactly what his thing is, with respect to that. But he's and his complication has duties to the military. So he's still in the military. But he's been rotated back stateside. He's like a staff sergeant. He's living on base. He's having basically PTSD.
Yeah.
And his complicated by his belief in the supernatural. As a result, and we'll figure out what this is as I get a better handle on the mythology. something he saw, something that happened to him over there, in addition to all kinds of other nasty stuff. More mundane kind of war things, was something supernatural that he's having a really hard time getting over. So he has duties to the military. Presumably, they're not all encompassing. In his current posting, his current duty. So he's trying to get his life together. He's got a therapist he talks to, but he's unwilling to talk about the supernatural stuff because he's well aware that that would get quickly and officially locked up.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out what to do with that when the game opens.
Yeah. Okay. So, Marco, the last thing you need to do is roll me a D100, and that will determine a weird object that you start the game with.
Okay.
Are there any examples of weird objects and what they do, or
Okay,
that we could use as a
here's the thing about weird objects is I get to decide what they do.
Oh, okay, because it said the players and the GM decide.
Oh, okay.
When I comb, I have a dusty wooden comb.
Yeah. So they say below is a random table of items. What they actually do, we will only find out during the game. A rusty dagger might vibrate when ghosts are nearby. A broken watch might freeze time for 1d6 rounds.
Okay, so we don't start by knowing it. That just comes up during the game.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. Because I was going to say, when I comb my hair, I'm able to read the GM's notes.
Joke's on you, I don't have any.
Meta. Okay.
Alright. So Marco, you've got a crystal hourglass.
Okay.
Alright. So I'm gonna say that you guys already know each other. Just to make things a little bit easier. And with that, Marco, did you choose your powers?
I'm working on it.
Okay. Well, while you continue working on that, I will get a sort of introduction underway. Hopefully the baby doesn't try to eat the book. I really hope she does not. That would be unfortunate. Here we go. Okay. So you guys are... I'm going to say you guys are maybe old college buddies.
I think there's a bit of an age difference, so...
That's true.
But I might have been taking college courses in the hopes of getting an officer.
No, definitely. We wound up going to the same counseling circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was court mandated.
Well, there you go.
So we know each other from group.
Group therapy.
Yeah, and I probably figured out that Marco's character, it would be more sympathetic to the supernatural than anybody else would be. Creating an interest that otherwise wouldn't be there with some kid 15 years younger than he is.
I have false face, false illusion, and I think shadow travel.
Okay, that works, yeah.
All right.
Okay. So you guys reside in what is just going to be known as the Dark City, because I don't.
By the way, how do I compute vitality, sanity, and luck and money?
Fuck.
Vitality is your physique +1.
Okay.
Sanity is your intellect. Luck is automatically 3, and money is automatically 2.
Essentially, what you get is, whenever you want to buy something, you roll on your money. You roll against your money. A D6. I believe it's a D6 against your money.
That's what I recall reading.
And you need to roll below your money. Now what
Hey,
you can...
is there some way that I save this so that
If you open it in Acrobat, you can save it. I wasn't able to save it in Chrome.
Okay. So we're going to sort of set the scene. You guys reside in what we're just going to colloquially call the Dark City because I don't feel like coming up with a name. We're calling it Detroit because I feel like that would be a little too mean.
Well, we are not calling it Detroit.
Minneapolis it is, no.
Yes.
Things so for you guys, Marco, you've been having to do crime. What are your characters' names?
Warren Pierce.
Warren Pierce. So Warren's been reduced to, like, ever since he got kicked out of school, has been reduced to doing crime.
Well, Warren's the military. Warren's me.
Oh right, sorry.
Warren's got a desk job. The Army is aware that they're not going to put this guy back into the field until he's better. So
Yeah.
he's got a low impact, get yourself back together, Warren job.
Yeah. Still suffering from PTSD from shit you've seen out in the field.
Yes.
Marco, what's your character's name?
Elliot Nim? That's not his real name.
Yeah, Elliot's been kicked out of school and has been reduced to doing crime. Things have been bad for a while now, as far as you can remember, and they're only getting worse. There's obvious signs of corruption in the world. We cut to a man with a briefcase full of money, showing it to someone inside an SUV in a dark alley. So we're gonna just sort of do like a little montage, tone-setting montage. Violence is rampant. Cut to a bunch of bullies beating up kids in the streets. Society is decadent. Cut to a bunch of museums falling apart and are almost closing due to lack of funding in public. Inequality is everywhere. Cut to beggars flocking around cars that stop at the traffic lights. The darkness is prevalent. The moon seems more pallid every night. Hope is dying. Good cops appear dead after they dismantle any corrupt scheme. And heroes are rare. Cops do not dare enter areas where criminal organizations run, and those who do exist are hunted by the abyss. You guys have cut to a clean cop, getting calls in the middle of the night, threatening their loved ones. And that's where we come to you guys after a therapy session, sort of sitting in a coffee shop, talking with each other. What are you guys talking about?
How long have we known each other?
How long have you known each other? I'm wanting this to be very player driven in a way, so like feel free to like author in details and other things like that. I will often prompt you to sort of just like feel free to go, because I know you both are GMs, so I feel like you guys can help player-led run with things. I've got a generalistic plot, but I kind of want you guys to be able to like grab an idea and run with it.
So since I've come to believe in the supernatural, I have, which I did not before. Before I was a, materialist. I have been, and had some sort of traumatic run-in with it overseas. So, I have all these theories, and I go online and I look things up, and I read questionable occult garbage, and Elliot is one of the people that I can talk to about it. And I'm like 35, so I'm not super old, but I'm not real online savvy. I don't have a good sense for how information flows through the internet ecosystem. So I end up running into conspiracy theory garbage and QAnon crap and stuff like that, and I'm not 100% sure if what I'm reading is legit or nonsense. So I'm running it by Elliot to see if to make sure I'm not getting taken in by Boomer Idiocy.
So what's the latest conspiracy he's on?
QAnon garbage. Like, it doesn't seem at all plausible, but could it be?
Now, let me tell you something. I don't know about eating fucking babies, but somebody at the top of all of this is making bank. And I don't know if it's the Clinton or that son of a bitch in the White House, or if it's all of them together. Somebody is making money, making a killing on this, on all of this going around, all this garbage on the streets. Police forces bought off, so I don't think there's some little worm in the Pentagon posting cryptic although actually
Wow.
Let's stick a pin in that. but let me tell you,
yeah,
I
what?
don't know if you could fight City Hall. I've always haven't had any good luck with that. But I do know one thing.
What do you know?
Sure as fuck can rip it off. And if you rip it off bad enough, then you're the City Hall.
So that's how you wanna fight evil in this world by robbing it blind?
Look, all I'm saying is somebody's getting paid.
Well, not me, and it doesn't look like you.
Not me either. And that goes a long way towards explaining a lot of this, corruption and this disease and the hatred.
Well,
As your conversation continues on, you guys.
You remember Robin Hood?
yeah. How did he end up?
I think he ended up king or some shit.
Oh yeah.
I saw the movie. Wasn't he like a fox?
As your guys' conversation continues on, the little TV that's up in sort of the corner of the diner that every diner seems to have, it's on the news. A news report goes, like, you catch out of the corner of your eye, they're talking about some missing person. It seems to be happening a lot more lately. Some girl disappeared. She's sort of blonde. She's sort of that like pale blonde, pretty face, but nothing too special. So might be another teen runaway, or who knows. People get grabbed off the street all the time around here.
Okay. That's disturbing. Seems like it's happening all the time.
Yeah, well, everything's happening all the time somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I look up at her, and I'm gonna punch her picture, and I'm gonna take her picture, and I'm gonna run a quick scan on so anyone who's doing social media nearby, who's got their location turned on. So basically, I'm running a facial recognition app that compares the picture of her, on TV. I'm sure I can pull it off the web somewhere.
Right.
Against all the nearby social media. Not every, 90% of the social media is not going to have locations on it. But some of it will.
Make me an intellect check, and since you're a elite hacker, you can take a positive dice too.
I am lead as fuck. So what is the?
So the way this works is this means that you will roll 2d20, and you get to pick which one is more favorable for you. You want to roll below your intellect. I'm going to say that this isn't terribly difficult for someone like you, so we'll just make it a difficulty 0. So you just need to roll below your intellect.
I roll a 15 and a 5. The 5 gets it.
All right. So yeah, you run that recognition. You find her like her Facebook page and her Twitter and her Tumblr and all this other shit, but she doesn't appear to have, if she's using it, she doesn't have location on, or she's just not online right now.
Yeah, but is she on anybody else's? So I can pull up a map of everything that's posted to Instagram within a 10-mile radius.
Does not appear to be. No one seems to have seen her.
She's a ghost. Is there anything specific on her social media that suggests she might be into something?
There's definitely a bunch of sort of like angsty posts saying like, parents suck. Check out, like, pictures from like parties and shit.
See, you know what?
And then you find one thing, and then you find one interesting thing. She has a liked post on her feed. There is a post that has been liked. Let me pull it up for you.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing?
Actually, it's actually not liked. It is actually shared, and it has the caption of, "Oh my God, it's so deep." Let me get that. Sorry, I'm gonna pull it up on Roll20 here. Or well, I'm gonna throw it up on Roll20 here.
By the way, I just put in a link to identify character sheet on Excel. So.
Yeah, here we go. Upload. Sorry. So I'm gonna toss this up on the page. Looks something like this.
Got bigger. Capitalism is a dead dog, but society is unable to come out from under the rotting corpse. Said by a gross green tardigrade.
Oh. Man, I knew somebody who... But anyway.
Like, what is that?
It's a shared post.
No, yeah, but I'm like,
oh what the fuck is that? Yeah.
Like, what is that?
That is the toughest motherfucker in the universe. If you're tough, you got nothing on a tardigrade.
I don't know what that is, but I am gonna win.
Tiny and you can't kill it. I am going to see who originated it.
So it's like a flea.
Yeah, they're pretty small, but they're super duper tough.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. It doesn't look so tough. But...
Yeah, well, if you were the size of like a tadpole, it'd look a lot tougher.
Okay.
I'm gonna see who originated it.
It appears to come from a strange page called The Cult of the Rainbow Rat.
Cult of the Rainbow Bat?
The Cult of the Rainbow Rat. Here, allow me to type it in.
I got it. I said, now that. So, see. I'm typing that into the thing. What the NSA does, all those alphabet agencies, is they listen to everything everybody says on their phone call. They draw these connections between them. Like if you called Bob and Bob called terrorist, you're two steps away from a terrorist.
Yeah, that's
then
how
they get the drones out.
Yeah, no, that is true. That's why you never use your phone. Running from the police.
This, I look at it, turn it over, type something into it. This is Margaret Washfield's phone, or her old phone. I imagine she's gotten a new one by now.
All right.
So what do I find online about the cult of the Rainbow Rat?
Not much. You find a Facebook page. If you want to, and it's full of weird shit, of weird posts like that. All with an image, all with these strange, soundingly deep but really saying nothing, sorts of quotes. And all with strange pasted over strange images, and with this strange fonts. If you want to dig any deeper, you'll have to make an intellect roll, but at a difficulty of 3. Actually, no, make a difficulty 5. This is pretty. Okay. This is pretty hard.
So am I rolling 1d20?
Yeah, 1d20. Oh, actually 2d20 because you're using the computer, so you get positive die.
I make it. I roll 8.
So yeah, so you dig down, you do some parsing, digging, and you manage to find a weird web page that seems to be more of this shit. Seems to be a dedicated page for this cult of the Rainbow Rat. It's unclear what it is. It's all it's just it's almost just a string of these sorts of pictures and quotes and other things like that, and getting even more bizarre and in its imagery and its quotes, delving down into borderline insane sounding things.
Does any of it? I'm not super online. Probably the opposite. But I am, attuned to things that connect to my understanding of the supernatural. So, this is definitely weird. It's definitely creepy, but so is a lot of stuff. Is there anything as Elliot scrolls through it that jumps out at me as triggering me along, either anything that directly happened with me or in my ongoing study of it?
You feel like you've heard some you've heard some people talking deep down in the forums about these sorts of new some odd cults starting up, some weird new age, not it's odd because it's you would almost think it was a new age 70s cult, except it's more steeped in a weird nihilistic philosophism instead of the hippie love culture.
Well, only a nihilistic cult would call itself a cult.
Exactly.
They're very postmodern with their nomenclature.
Yeah.
But I'm so some of this kind of
some it's registering something, but the problem is it's hard. A lot of people are saying that some of these cults are onto something, while a lot of people are also bashing them as full of shit. And it's hard to parse out if there's anything real to their occult to their shit, or if it's all just a bunch of pretentious hipsters trying to sound cooler than they are.
Yeah. Well, one of the things. So on the internet, you can be you're by default global. But does this anything either on their Facebook page or their their deeper page or anything? Is there a street address? Are they local
No.
to our city?
No markings of location.
Okay.
Can I tell where their site's hosted off of?
That you're going to have to make me. You can make it. You can try another intellect roll, again with positive dice. This time it's going to be a difficulty 8 though. It's going to be really really hard. Like they are definitely pulling some weird shenanigans to cover up their tracks.
Well, that by itself is.
Oh my god.
I think I got it.
Oh my god.
That's pretty fucking interesting.
So as you're like trying to figure it out, I'm while I'm not inclined to give these guys much of a second thought, beyond the, another innocent person goes missing. By the way, when did she post this? Was this like relative to when she disappeared? Did she like post it on her thing and then vanish like the next night?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, that's interesting. And were there any likes or retweets? It's Instagram, I guess, so it's not that. But is there a lot of engagement with this?
There are some people being like, "Wow, that's so deep."
So there's a bunch of other people, but the people who commented on it, any of them weird?
No, they all seem like a bunch of dumb white girls.
Okay, so they're all her regular
Posse,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, like all her regular friends and followers and whatever. So no creepy dude was like, when the clock strikes midnight, blah 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 blah. No, nothing like that.
No.
Okay. But you did find
Okay,
out
so Marco, you managed going through like multiple like IP address like reskins and like a bunch of sort of like shuffling of stuff and like dummy IP addresses to routing through. You managed to track it back and find that like every post and every thing, even the hosting, all appears to be coming from various mobile uploads in various places all over your city. You're not. You can't really get a beat on an exact location because they're definitely making sure not to upload from the same place over and over again. And the website itself is sort of like routed, like its final hosting site is like a sort of is like a server hosted out in China.
Did you learn anything?
I learned that I told you about what the NSA is doing.
Yeah.
They're like, I would say trying to hide from that, but with this garbage, something, steganography. They say there's got to be more to it than this bullshit. I'm running through their pictures. Do you know what steganography is?
What?
Steven?
No.
Okay. Nope, there's no steganography in these.
What's steganography?
It's the science of encrypting messages in pictures.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Okay, you can roll me. Yeah, you can roll me a check. An intellect check. I'm probably not gonna give it this one to you because this is not hacking specifically. I mean, it's somewhat computer related, but this is definitely a different discipline.
Okay.
And not as used to. But
what's the difficulty?
5. This is hard.
Okay, I don't make it. I roll 3.
Okay. So yeah, you mess around with the picture, but you can't really seem to get anything to come out clear. Any hidden messages or anything.
Well, so it would be looking. So basically, it's hidden in the last bit of every byte. A pattern which it changes the colors in the picture.
Oh,
the way
I'm familiar. I'm familiar. I've seen like
Okay.
a lot of like game developers nowadays are doing that sort of weird thing for like these sort of what's it called?
Arg.
ARGs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So, well, anyway, but my conclusion watching Elliot, do all this is that this is clearly, weird on a scale that I would not expect a regular, like some kids messing around. Like kids messing around would not, jump 5 IP addresses and host in China.
Yeah.
And it's also, while I mean, whatever, this could be from anywhere, for all I know to begin with, it could be from China. When Elliot says this is all local, that's and she posted this like right after, she right before she disappeared. Did do we have any idea where she got it from? Is it hot linked to another? My character wouldn't necessarily think in this way, but is it linked to a web page and where she just posted a URL, or did she download it from somewhere?
It was literally a share from their Facebook page to her Facebook page.
So she can you, Elliot, can you search to see if like other people are sharing their stuff? Can you find any other accounts that are sharing picture page?
Yeah, I can do. I should be able to do some cross indexing.
Because I don't want to be alarmist, but if she linked to their page, they would know. They would know if she got, every time someone looked at it, they would see the traffic, and that might have identified her.
All right, so the easiest way for this would be literally just to pull up their Facebook page and go through their posts and look at the shares.
Yeah.
Because they do list the share numbers on Facebook.
Yeah.
So going through the pictures,
I'm gonna post, and I have a front account, and I'm gonna share one of their.
So going through their posts, the numbers are the highest on their most recent posts. And even then, they're only in like the double digits. But then going down through the posts, you see that there is like a marked drop off. Like they just get lower and lower and lower until there is no shares at all.
But those are further in the past.
Yes.
So they started out with very little traffic, and then they've slowly built traffic.
If you refresh the page and scroll down again, you'll notice that the numbers have dropped just a smidgen on some of the older posts that have shares on them.
Does that mean that the share account was closed?
That's the only thing you could assume, because otherwise there is no way that share numbers could drop.
So wait a minute. So people who are sharing their accounts, they're.
I'm checking on the. I'm taking an old account and I'm checking to see who it is. So like if I find out that 3 weeks ago or whatever the early times are, Bob Ferguson shared something, I'm pulling up his page and having a look at it and seeing if, because let's say that person dies, it still takes several days for them to take the account, right? If this is happening in real time, then it's a leading indicator, or rather a trailing indicator. They'd have to have died a few days ago.
All right, so you cross-reference the names
Yeah.
that disappeared.
Yeah.
You find it's still mostly like teenage to college kids. And it says that they have disappeared.
Don't share that.
What do you mean?
You're like looking up their names. You find missing persons reports.
Don't share that from your fake account. I'm sharing it.
Account is fake.
Say yes, and these guys are sophisticated, and I know you think you're invulnerable, but you're not, and I'm sharing the same one, and I write underneath it that I smell a rat, and which I'm hoping will trigger if they're going after people smelling things, the fact that I'm attributing this to the rainbow rat, I'm hoping will trigger them.
So you share it. Wait about 5 minutes. Nothing happens.
Well, I'm not expecting them to come crashing through the window. I'm expecting them to come at night.
Yeah.
But
by the way, do I have a gun?
Do you have a gun?
Have a gun.
It does say that you can pretty much just start with whatever.
Okay.
It says initially a character can begin the game with as much mundane gear as they want, as much mundane gear they want, as long as it makes sense according to their concept.
All right, so I've got like a tough look, and I've got a gun.
Yeah, there you go. Eric, are you using a melee weapon?
I have a bayonet and I have a handgun.
Okay, that's fair.
I think for my special, I can't. It can only be with I can get an extra point with my favorite kind of melee weapon. I don't think that works for ranged weapons.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Okay, so this is alarming. So I would go to the police, but I just don't. I don't think that they would do anything with this. It doesn't occur to me that they would. These rat people don't have a cult, clubhouse that they publicize anywhere.
On top of that, can you really trust the cops?
What's that?
On top of that, the cops are corrupt. How can you trust them?
Yeah, I don't trust the cops, right? And I, and my buddy is, hunted by them. So
The cops will never make anything better.
yeah. So I'm my conclusion here is that if we're having a hard time finding them, we can we can bring them to me. And looks like they came pretty quickly. Can we looking at several accounts of people who posted this and vanished? Can we get like they usually something usually happens in 24 hours, or it usually takes 2 days, or it varies? Like what do we think?
It's hard to trace a pattern. It seems to vary, but it's never seems to be more than a week.
Okay, so all right then. Elliot, where are you sleeping these days?
I actually got a pretty nice hotel uptown.
I'm just
Mr. Greenfield is paying for it.
Mr. Underwood's American Express, huh? Gotta go with the class.
Look, they leave those things on the net. Somebody's got to use it. At least I'm not buying drugs with it. They shut down the fucking Silk Road.
Well, good for you. All right. Well, look.
Anyway, he's getting the points. He's getting a whole shitload of points. I'm doing him a favor.
I'm sure you'd see it that way.
Anyway.
If you ever feel inclined to do me a favor like that, check with me first. Okay. So look. I'm gonna go back. If they want to come and see about this, if they don't come and see about this, I'm gonna post something on their side in a few days.
Okay. So
But
you guys heading home for the night then?
I'm gonna. So I have an alarm system on my house, and it turns on lights, and the house locks up, tight.
Right.
Also, I do things. I have a place in the closet set up where I sleep sometimes. I'm pretty. I have a hard time sleeping if I'm not, wedged in someplace hidden. So I'm with the idea that these guys might actually be coming. I have, I clean my guns, and I don't have anyone living with me right now. So I'm upstairs in this small apartment in the walk-in closet, in the back with my boots on and sleeping like we did when we were out in the desert.
Right.
And I tell Elliot that I'll call him if I hear anything.
You're not gonna hear anything sleeping in the closet.
Well, if they come in, there's going to be a lot to hear.
They're gonna come in here. Look, I'll stay at your place for a couple of days.
I'm not sure I want to put you in that kind of danger, but I will relent if you're really, up for that.
You're not in any danger. They got like 16 guys they gotta go through first. Also, you're not a college student. They might not be interested in you. Now, Miss Fiona Rodriguez, on the other hand, she's an anthropology major. Look at her.
That's your fake ID?
It's a new one I'm creating.
You're a menace, Elliot.
She's not even real.
I don't care. You're what's wrong with society?
Alright, so you guys start making your way back to,
Welcome back to my place.
yeah, we're heading back to Warren's place. Let's make a scene change. You guys decide that... Shh, kid, shh. You guys decide that, since it's starting to get dark, you guys decide to cut through a back alley, on your way. It's a little bit faster. And as you're making your way along, you see a figure sort of hunched over next to a wall.
Okay.
It sort of looks a little bit frail, female.
Okay.
Sounds coming from it, almost like she might be vomiting. You're not sure. Strange sounds. It's kind of
do
wet,
I think
wet sounds.
he's like unwell? You know.
She might be unwell.
Okay.
There's definitely wet sounds coming from over there. It might be vomit.
That's
some sort.
disgusting, but my training would be to provide aid. I will.
Somebody who drank too much or ate at that diner.
Well, I'm not overreacting. I'm just gonna. First off, we're walking towards her. Yes.
Yeah, she's again hunched over next to the wall.
Like 20 feet away. So I'll give her some space. I'll stop before we go forward. And if she stands up and wipes her mouth and walks away, fine. If she collapses further, or if she keeps doing this like it's some kind of prolonged thing, I'll just give her a minute to finish before we come up on her.
Right. All right. So making your way up to her, the sounds start coalescing into something more definitive, and you realize that when I say hunched over, I mean like her face is quite close to the ground, like she's bent all the way over. Which is not normal vomiting position, and the sounds sort of coalesce from a sort of just a wet sound to a wet ripping sound.
Is she eating a cat?
Upon looking closer, you see that that's not a cat. That's too big for a cat. That looks more like a person.
So she is eating a person.
It looks like she might be eating a person.
Okay, I draw the gun.
What the fuck?
I'm like... I'm like, lady...
as soon as you say that, and as soon as what's his name, Elliot says, "What the fuck?" the figure sort of stops and straightens up and turns to you, and you see the blonde hair cascading over her shoulder, and the face before you is one that you've seen before. On the TV, on the news.
She's the missing girl?
But it's not the same face exactly. And it's not, the girl's not like her picture. Half her face is covered, is like this splotchy, is kind of splotchy looking. Like her skin tone is very pale, but these splotches are more like not translucent, iridescent. Like sort of like that rainbow color that oil takes on when it's got a thin sheen on the road. And it's like these sorts of iridescent splotches appear on her arms, in places on her arms, inconsistently, on her chest, neck, legs. Wherever it is visible, there's like splotches of this stuff.
Who does she look like she's eating?
It looks like a homeless person.
Okay, I'm like, that can't be good for you.
She's just got like blood is just coming from her mouth. You see like a chunk of flesh just sort of stuck in her teeth.
Okay, I was going to say something kind of smart or threatening or something, or, assume she needs help because she's obviously got some kind of serious disease. When I see her with a mouthful of human flesh, I am just going to shoot her.
Well, before you do, she's as she looks at you, she's got this like almost like dreamy look on her face. Hey. She's got this like dreamy, half-aware look on her face, and she just said, "You're the Earth's most soulful predator."
And get that.
And then you shoot her.
Yeah, I wasn't able to understand what you were saying. If my character can't make any any sense of it, that's fine too. But
I
if
said,
we're,
she said, we are the Earth's most soulful predator.
okay, not much better, but
You know, let,
it would
let me
be
let me just hold my mic up to my mouth. We are the Earth's most soulful predator.
the most soulful predator. Yeah. Okay.
And then you shoot her. So roll me an agility roll.
Okay. My agility. What is my agility is 12. So what am I rolling? A die 20?
Yep.
And I'm trying to roll under a 12.
Yep.
I do not. I roll an 18.
Okay, so your shot goes wide.
I shoot the wall.
Shoot. Bullet buries itself into the wall, spraying up some.
As I'm a soldier, do I get like an extra die or something?
No, because that's only for melee weapons.
Okay.
The tough is built around using melee.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. So with that, I think we're gonna roll initiative. I believe is how it works. Let me check. Just let me pull up combat real quick here. I need to remind myself. Oh yeah, and you need to make me a durability roll to see if you're out of bullets. So you have a 3 durability. So basically, you roll a d6. So you roll d6 compared to your durability score. A result equal to or lower than this number means the item has not lost its durability. Charges or whatever represents their resources.
Okay. So I roll a 4. So does that mean that I'm out of bullets?
No, you lose. Your durability drops by 1. It is now 2.
Okay. So I've got okay. So I still.
Oh, actually, that happens at the end. That happens at the end of combat. My bad.
Okay.
Go away. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, and you can make multiple attacks. We'll do that after this. We'll count this one as a surprise round. So, if you want to make multiple attacks, you may each extra attack increases the difficulty of all physique tests to make them by 2.
Okay.
Let's see here. Basically, the way it works for a ranged attack, since you're both using guns. Oh jeez. Baby's falling. Yep. You make your roll against agility. The player makes the test with a difficulty determined by the powerful opponent roll, which basically means you subtract their hit die, your level from their hit die, and that determines how difficult it is. So in this case, it will be A2. So anyway, yeah, go ahead. And shoot.
Do we
Sorry.
roll initiative?
Sorry, I'm trying to find. I haven't. This is the first time running it, so it's gonna have some kinks. Trying to remember everything, and having 2 children trying to get at me while I'm doing it is just so much fun. Okay, here we go. Initiative is determined by everybody makes an agility test. If you succeed and roll a number higher than an opponent's hit die, they act before that opponent. If they succeed but roll a number equal to or lower than the opponent's hit die, the opponent acts first. So yeah, both of you make me agility rolls.
Okay.
Try to be a 3, but be below your score.
I rolled 20.
Oh, that's bad. I believe that's a fumble.
On my agility?
Yeah, so that means you're absolutely going to act last. In fact, you may lose it. You may trip and fall. I may say that you trip and fall and lose a turn.
I also rolled a 20.
Oh my god. Okay, you both fumble.
Okay.
So she's just gonna get a free turn on both of you. You guys are kind of caught off guard. You shoot at this girl, like you're like so unnerved by how she looks that you miss your shot and you both freeze up for a second as she starts approaching you.
We're rooted with horror.
Exactly. Stop, baby. Stop, baby. Stop. Baby, this book is not for you. Okay. So, she approaches you, and she's she makes her way over, walks her way over to you, as you're rooted in
Got off on the
horror.
wrong foot. You're supposed to be missing. Good to see you're not.
She's like, too easy way. Let me get the mic again so you can actually hear me. Two easy ways to change a mind. Put a new idea in it, or put a bullet through it. Ammunition is not that expensive.
Well, I guess that depends on where you're buying your bullets.
As she's saying this, you guys, make me an intellect roll, Marco.
Okay.
Saying from the.
I make it. I roll 9.
Okay.
Okay, what?
You recognize these. You recognize some of these things that she's saying as quotes from the various weird posts and other ramblings from the Cult of the Rainbow Rat.
Hey, listen, rat fuck lady.
Rat fuck lady. Yeah, go on.
I say, you don't know who you're messing with.
Alright. She just needs to make a attack by roll over the character's agility. Okay. Warren, what's your agility?
My agility is.
Doesn't matter. She starts running at you and takes a swing with her hand, which seems to have like these weird, like her hand that's like all like iridescent and oily looking, and it seems to like have like the fingers seem to like be like pointed into into claws of some sort, and she takes a swing at your face.
Yeah.
But you manage to and dodge the swipe. So now it's going to be a new round, and she's going to get to go first because you guys botched it so badly. And then you guys can decide who gets to go next.
Okay.
And now she's going to take a swing at Elliot. What's your agility?
My agility is also 11.
Oh wait, excuse me. I was wrong. She does hit. She wants to roll high. I forgot the opponents do want to roll high. So actually, I'm sorry, Warren, but you're going to be taking some damage.
Okay.
You're going to be taking 6 damage, and Elliot's going to be taking.
My agility is 8. I'm sorry. I was looking at sanity.
2 damage.
Okay, 2 damage.
All right. That's about a third of my damage.
All right, and now it's both of your turns.
Ah.
Shit.
As she scratches you across the face, you feel this like oily slickness.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the disease and the damage, but another hit or two like that's going to be a problem. We're in hand-to-hand combat. Can I draw my bayonet and stab her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And you'll get a positive die to that.
Yeah, okay. I will draw my bayonet and stab her.
And plus 1 damage.
Yeah. I roll a 16.
So that means you get to roll a second die, though, because it's a positive die.
I roll an 18.
That's not great. Okay. What's your physique?
I thought I wanted to roll high.
No, the opponents want to roll high. You want to roll low.
Oh. It's different rules?
Yeah. It's different. Like, you want to roll below your score. She wants to roll above your score.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I miss her with my stab.
Yeah, so yeah, you like pull out your bayonet and just take a wild swing at her, which she seems to deftly sidestep.
Okay.
Elliot, your turn.
I draw the gun and I take a shot.
Okay, do it. Agility.
Actually, can I aim?
You know what? I'll give you, if you want to take an action.
There is a rule for aiming. I don't know what it is.
Well, let me see. Yeah, here we go. Aiming. You can spend some time by spending a full round aiming a shot. The attacker may benefit from a positive die on their next attack with the same weapon and the same target.
I will aim.
Okay. And now it's back to the top. So she's going to take another swing at the guy who tried to stab her. And failed. Okay. That will hit. And for 2 more damage.
Okay.
As her claws come raking across your chest this time, as you try to sidestep, she sort of gets like a nice, deep but surface level scratch across your chest.
Elliot, shoot her.
I'm trying. I can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn.
Alright, if you want to make your roll now, Marco, you can go ahead.
Roll 17. Oh, but I get a bonus die. I roll 5, which is 3 under my... I have an agility of 8, so I guess that does hit.
Sorry, I need to roll her health. I forgot to do that. Okay, yes, that does hit. So now roll me damage.
What do I roll for damage?
I believe a handgun is 1d6.
I roll 3.
Okay, nice. So your bullet rips into her like oily arm and just a splotch, just blood, like of this gross substance just out. That's not blood.
Run.
That's not blood.
I think we should run.
Running's always an option. What do you want to do there, Warren?
Well, I guess I'll stab her again. If that doesn't work, let's run.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh no! Let me see what a crit fail does in combat.
But he gets another die, though.
Oh, you're right. He does.
Roll 1.
Oh, that's a crit success!
Holy shit.
No, wait, no, that's not. In fact, that actually fails because that's below the difficulty. So you can take the 1 and just fail as she like knocks away the blade with her clawed hand.
Okay.
So at least it's not a critical fail. Apparently, apparently.
I'm totally confused by how this works. So if I roll too high, it's bad, but if I roll too low, it's also bad?
Yeah, basically. There's a sort of mid, like you want to get above the difficulty, below your attribute, and that's the sweet spot. So so it's like roll above difficulty but below attribute, and if you can roll your attribute on the dot, that's a crit.
Okay.
But if you roll a 20, that's a crit fail.
Okay.
Basically, the idea is that if you roll above your attribute, it was beyond your ability to do so. If you roll below the difficulty, then it was something that you like. Usually, if it's like a skill check, it's a partial success. If it's or like just something like that went wrong with doing it, or like in combat, it's usually your opponent is doing something to prevent you from succeeding. So like her knocking away the knife.
All right.
Sorry, but yeah, that's how it works. It's not super complicated, but it does at least add some variance instead of just roll below. Okay, so yeah, her turn again. Unless you guys want to do anything.
Do you want to run?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, start running. Both of you make me agility checks.
Check.
Oh no.
I do.
So, Elliot, you start running away, and you're starting to get away, but when you guys get out of the alley, but right before he reaches the end of the alley, Warren trips over a brick that's just carelessly left in his path and crashes to the ground. The lady is upon you, and she is coming at you with those claws. Still with that like weird dreamy expression on her face, like she's not even here for it. It's really unsettling. What's your agility?
12.
Oh. Yeah, she gets you. So she is on top of you now. And swinging away. Still only manages to scratch your arm this time. Just like, it stings. What are you gonna do?
How much damage did she do?
2 damage.
Okay, I have 7 points left. I'm
Nice.
gonna stab her.
Gonna stab her? Okay. Hey! That does it! That hits. Oh, you can roll the other one, see if you get a crit, or do better, you know. Okay, that's no.
Okay, I do a die 6, -1, +1.
So, die 6, yeah. Come on. Big money. 2. Elliot, do you want to try to save your buddy? So you like grab your bayonet, you like fumble for your bayonet, you find the handle and just jam it like right up into like her side a bit. Like you're not on you were trying to stab into like her stomach, but we're kind of off the mark and sort of go through like the fleshy part of her side, and she's just like and lets out this like unearthly screech.
Okay, so I see this happening, and I scream and run.
Oh no.
I do yell, "Get out of here!"
Okay. She's gonna make another attack on you, Warren. And she's like, "I'm gonna have fun with you." Oh, that was a crit failure.
No,
She
it's
like,
not.
yeah, for her it is.
Oh, okay.
Remember, she wants to.
Oh, right. She has different rules.
So yeah, that's a crit fail for her. She's like rears back and like stabs at you, but just at the very last second, you manage to like move your head out of the way, and she just like her hand goes like crushing into the concrete, into the asphalt beneath, and she just reels back in pain as she just like as you hear like snapping, like something snapping in her hand, and she sort of rolls off you a bit. It's your turn now.
I will stab her again. That's a die 6. I roll an 11.
That will hit.
Okay.
Did you roll 2 dice?
Try again.
Oh,
20.
yeah, go for the 11. What a waste of good nat 20s.
I do a point of damage.
Okay, so you managed to nick her this time. Are you gonna try to run away?
Oh, she's on top of me. I'm on.
No. Well, no. She because she hit the ground. She rolled off. She rolled off of you, reeling in pain from her hand. Just like smashing into the.
If I can run, I'll run.
Yeah, you can make an attempt to run. Rank an agility check.
That's 6. 17. No.
You know what? I'll give you advantage since you nicked her on top of that. We'll say that you nicked her in the leg, so she's not doing so great. I'll give you a positive die.
That makes it.
That's a crit success. So you book it. You sprint out of there, and you just make some turns, just hoof it, and just manage to get away from her.
Is a 12 a crit? Is it because it's exactly your number?
It's exactly his number, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, where do you guys are you guys like meeting up at his house or something?
Do I know that he got away?
You don't know. You just abandoned your buddy.
Well, I will go to the emergency room.
Okay.
I'm concerned about the. I will call Elliot and let him know that I managed to get away.
Oh, thank God, man. Oh my God, I thought she ate you. Oh,
it was a close thing.
I am so drunk right, dude. I love you, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
First response: go get drunk because I killed my buddy.
I've been at a hotel bar. I had to change my pants, man. I don't know. Oh.
Did she get you? She got you, right?
Yeah, she got me a little bit.
You got that rainbow. I'm gonna see how the doc and see if it's infected.
Okay. Doc checks you out. They're like, holy shit, what happened to you? You look like you got attacked by a wild animal.
I'd say I got attacked by a homeless person. And I describe the weird, super oily, gross skin condition.
They're like, man, you were lucky to get out. They had some claws on that guy. Man.
Well, am I okay? Do I need a shot? Do I need antibiotics? Like
no,
what?
We're gonna give you some antibiotics just to be sure, because we don't know, what that guy could have had. I mean, probably a cracked out meth head, but never hurts to be safe. Do you want a rabies shot? Tetanus? Anything?
What do they recommend? Yeah, I'll take whatever they recommend. Everything they got.
So they just start shooting you up with all sorts of boosters and shit. It is excruciatingly painful. But you at least know you probably won't get horribly infected.
Okay, well that's the game.
Alright, so what are you guys gonna do to regroup?
Well, I'll find a place to eat.
Hey! I think that's where we'll call it for tonight.
Yep, I think so. All right.
So what do you guys think?
Well, I think in terms of figuring out the system, it was a little bit rocky, but
a little rocky, yeah.
I don't know that I have a real strong opinion on it yet, but it certainly is streamlined.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we pretty much covered most of it. The only thing, I think the only thing that we haven't really gotten into is Marco using his powers, but we'll probably get to that next time.
Yeah, it occurs to me that I made a character who's like good at sneaking into places and ripping people off. I'm useless in combat.
Well, that's okay. That's why you got the tough, who is useful in combat, or is supposed to be.
Yeah, the character was a little, for someone who is supposed to be decent in combat, it was a disappointing performance. I think part of it was luck, but I wonder if it's just really not a game where you're gonna do a lot of productive fighting.
It definitely, like, the game itself says there's usually other options to fighting, including running away or negotiating. And because fighting is brutal, and I think you might want to get a better melee weapon than a knife. I'm just gonna say. Because...
I don't know that my guy would walk around with a sword, though.
This is true. But he might walk around with a crowbar.
In civilian life?
Maybe. I don't know. He is the tough after all. I don't know. But yeah,
How much damage would a crowbar do?
D6. But for him, it'd be D6 plus 1.
And what's the knife do?
D6 minus 1. For him, it's a D6. Damage ranges are not humongous in this system.
I think for like it considering that it's just a +1, it wouldn't really make much of a difference. The weird what the fuck factor of walking around with a melee weapon is probably not like if it would make me mechanically way better, maybe.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the knife probably works. Anyway, but how about story-wise and not mechanics-wise? How was?
So the idea is decent. It was hard to get. So first off, we saw the girl missing. That's a plot hook. But it was hard to get traction on it as to why we would think that this was anything within our bailiwick.
The honest reason is just because it's like,
Well, because you made this up in 5 seconds, and
yeah, well, over the course of this week, but more accurately, it's like, I mean, if you guys are into conspiracy stuff, this is totally up your alley.
Well, but we didn't. Yeah, but there was no reason. There was vanishing little reason to think that it was even a conspiracy until the very end.
Well, yeah.
Well, I think, yeah. So first off, I think Marco, I think you did a good job of investigating.
Yeah, I think you did really well. Like, what went from like a curiosity search went into wait what.
But it wasn't like it's like in passing you see you walk down the street you see a missing person poster on a wall of the alley, and then for no apparent reason, because that's not what you guys do, you jump in and investigate it. That's
well, that's the thing. Honestly, I wasn't expecting you to go so deep in investigating, which is why you didn't get a ton of traction, because I didn't want to blow the load so early.
So right.
You were honestly supposed to just see that, finish up your conversation, try to go home, and then encounter her.
Yeah, no, so we right. So the way that it ended up playing is out. It would have made a lot more sense narratively, since running into the person on the way home was given what had happened, seemed like a huge coincidence. Yeah. Whereas if it had been you hear about this missing person, then you see them, oh hey, that was the missing person from TV. They're cannibalizing someone. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it wound up seeming a lot more like a bizarre ass.
It seemed a lot. It seemed a lot. Yeah, it came off a lot weirder than it would have if we had just ignored it, which was probably the thing you could have assumed we would do.
Yeah, I honestly thought you were going to, which is why I'm like, but you know what? I kind of like that you investigated it because it's kind of.
Well, you got to remember, 2 game masters. I would have to. I would be hesitant to just dump a plot thread and walk away from it.
Yeah, no, of course.
Because if it's a game master that I know does this, we'll have so in the space game that we're doing. There's like a whole bunch of jobs, and you can take them or not. Some of those jobs are extremely interesting,
right?
And some of them are but and some of them are very detailed and carefully thought out, but some of them aren't. So you don't you don't have to take all the jobs. In fact, you're probably not going to get to take all the jobs.
No, of course.
But but all of them have some backstory. But in this case, because this is put together quickly, we don't all know who's playing. We don't know the system real well. My inclination was just like, I'm gonna keep looking until I'm pretty darn certain.
Until I hit a wall.
Yeah, until I'm certain that there's nothing, and the character would certainly, is good at that, so he can do that without it being too ridiculous for him to put that effort in.
Yeah, honestly, the one thing I wasn't expecting was a hacker.
Yeah, well,
because that was actually kind of brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, because it went from like me being sort of like, oh, we're gonna go for just sort of like a tease, and then it's gonna be like, holy shit, that's weird. Let's look into it. To, wonder what's going on there. Dig, 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 dig.
Yeah,
to the point where I was like, oh shit, they're gonna get to like the end game.
Well, also,
first session.
Under almost any other condition, I would not have run when the thing was on top of Eric.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if I was playing with somebody who I didn't know real well, I would never do that. Because leaving another PC maybe to die.
Yeah.
Is one of the most disruptive and not to mention possibly disrespectful things.
Yeah, no, agreed.
That you could do in gaming, but I happen,
Eric.
Well, and it's what my character, would do, and having him stand bravely,
didn't make sense.
Just not this little worm of a hacker guy.
Yeah,
but,
I actually really enjoyed that. I really did. I was like, wow, okay, that's great. That's actually really good. And the thing is I'm not as worried. Like,
I want to ask Eric, what did you think when I did that?
I thought it was good, and I thought my character would want you to run.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, get out of there. That was like when I was like gonna have my character like come back out of shame.
See, the thing is like I'm like, Caleb, stop it. I'm not as worried about killing off characters. I'm not gonna lie. This game, I'm usually a really nice GM. I'm not gonna lie. I fudge numbers from time to time. I like seeing the PCs win. This is the first game where I'm just like, nah, fuck it, kill them. Because if the dice fall, you die, roll up a new character, it takes 2 minutes.
Right, well that's right. Yeah, well, and that's one of the reasons why we ran.
Yeah.
Because it was like, this thing's gonna kill us all. Okay.
I actually kind of like that this being a side game, just because it means I don't have to pull punches in a way. So
right.
With that, we'll end here. We'll end the stream here. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next time. We'll see what we're playing. It may be this, maybe Wonderland, hopefully Wonderland, but we'll see. And we'll see who all is playing. And with that, we'll see y'all next time. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.
Good night.
Good night.